welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited. If you are a newbie to Photoshop or you're someone who just needs a refresher, then this video is for you. We're going to be diving into it and I'm going to be going through some basic tools that you need to know when you start on Photoshop. So come along and let's design together. So the first thing you need to know is Photoshop is not daunting. It may seem it, but trust me, as you watch this video, you'll understand why. So you'll be met with this screen and it may seem like a lot, but all you need to know is new file. And we're not going to go through this in depth today. However, in the later videos, we will. New file, and I'm going to be creating for Instagram, for example. And the new layout for Instagram is 1080 by 1350. And I'm just going to create that. It should bring you to this. Right, first things first is let's get acquainted with the workspace. So at the top, you have the menu bar where all the fun happens. And then you have the toolbox on your left. And then over here on the right is where you'd have your layers panel, where, you know, every element of your design is. This is right here, right? Trust me, once you get the hang of these, you'll be unstoppable. So let's go over that again. That's your menu bar at the top. Then you have the toolbox on the left, and then you have your layers panel. These three things are incredibly important. Next, we have a few tools that I think are really important. And if you are a beginner, I just wanted to, again, just need a refresher. Tools will help you maneuver things in Photoshop. So the first thing is you have this move tool. That's your go-to for repositioning elements, like moving pieces on a chessboard, if you think of it like that. Then you have the brush tool. Brush tool helps you for like doodling if you want to draw, or adding some flair to your designs. Then you have the text tool. This is where your words come alive. And we'll do a few examples of this just so that you understand, you know, what they actually do. So this is where you craft captions or creative quotes, or, you know, this is just where you write things on, simply put, this is where you write things on Photoshop. So then you have the lasso tool. This is handy for when you need to select something with a little freehand. So for example, if you have images that you want to cut out or something that you want to, you know, you don't want it to be perfectly refined, you can either use the pen tool or the lasso tool. But yeah, as I said, later on, we'll have a little bit of fun with this to see exactly how they work. So it's time for some action. Now you know a few basics, we can start designing. So we'll start with a blank canvas and start adding text and also play around with some colors, but follow along step by step. Don't worry if you mess up. The beauty of Photoshop is that you can always hit undo Command Z. We all love a Command Z, and you know, sometimes I wish we could do this in real life. So I'm going to create a quick, clean design. I'm going to use this blue here, random color, but yeah, I'm going to use this blue here, and then I'm going to click on the text tool. So with the text tool, you can do one of two things. You can either draw a box like you saw me do just now, or you can almost just click on the design and it will bring up text like that. So what I'm just going to do is, you know, go over to the right hand side and increase. This is where my layers panel is, as I said in the beginning, and I will increase the size. So I finished writing with the text tool. Now I'm going to bring an image in just to show you how to use the lasso tool. The great thing about Photoshop Beta, which again, I'm going to go into more detail in a later video, is that it can take off the background, and you don't have to do too much with the lasso tool, for example, but we're not going to do that because we want to use it really. So I'm going to show you what the lasso tool does. So for example, we've clicked on here right now. Lasso tool, you can almost make it like it's been intentionally ripped off a paper, a piece of paper, if that makes sense. So instead of completely taking the background off, you will just draw around it freehand and Command J, and it's taken off the background. All these shortcuts, you will get acquainted with them as you go along with Photoshop. But for now, let's stick to the basics. So I've shown you how to use a text tool. I've shown you how to use the lasso tool. Remember that Photoshop is your blank canvas. You can do whatever you want. This is a rough, simple, straight to the point design to just show you what the different tools can do. You are welcome to change it. You're welcome to do whatever you want, really. And it would bring out your desired results. But the first thing is to just play around with Photoshop. Don't make it too serious. Don't try and design for something specifically. Just play around with the tools, learn them, figure them out, see what each of them does. And within a short amount of time, trust me, you'll start to understand Photoshop and you'll probably become a pro. The last thing I think I would say is look for some designs that can give you some inspirations and help you experiment. Look at the colors, look at the shapes, look at the patterns, look at how the layout is, look at how they, put red here or yellow here or blue here, see how they mix the colors and see how you can also implement it in your own designs. That's a wrap on the Photoshop basics. I like to call it Photoshop 101. If you love this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm so excited for this Photoshop 101, and the next time we're going to be going more in depth and designing together. So I'm excited for that. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to know when I post. If you have any questions, please remember you can drop a comment down below or you can send me a message on my social media platforms. See you next time, and I'm looking forward to learning more with you. Bye.